Right.
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that you're seeing, but there's a lot of things that you're not seeing. The big problem isn't just the encounters. Enforcement agencies, federal and local, and be able to apprehend and go after a lot of these individuals. Then they're the parent. They release that person because they're with the child. The child sometimes goes back south, and it just gets recycled, and they rent the child out to another individual. So that's what's happening. So we got to prosecute the parents that are doing that with their children as well.
Yes. Well, how do we do that? Because these are people from other countries.
You detain. You're going to end up having to detain the child. Find out where the smuggling organization truly is.
Okay.
And some of this money that's going to the NGOs, that they're part of it as well, because they'll detain these kids, and we don't know the vetting process that they're utilizing for the people that are coming into the NGOs and saying, hey, that's my relative or that's my child, and they're releasing that child.
Right.
They're not connecting that information with immigration authorities. So we really need to focus in on some of those individuals down that are mixed in with the NGOs. Down in Arizona, there's an area, I just took a couple of senators, there's a tent out there for a group called No More Deaths, and they have a big tent out there, and they have about 5 or 6 different languages written on the side of the tent that they did on how to evade apprehension, and also the times of the agents are coming through that area. So I think we need to go after those NGOs because they're assisting that as well. And when you're seeing 5, 6 different languages, that's a big point that people need to understand. It isn't just people from South America or Mexico coming across. CBP has reported that they've arrested individuals from 168 different countries.
168 different countries.
At the same time, it's been reported that the Sinaloa cartel operates in 160 different countries. So you got to do the math.
Dang. Okay, so Mark, I know you got a question.
Well, no, I just we're sitting here talking. Him and I run in the same group, and he knows what he's talking about. You're talking about nowhere death camp. We know what goes on there. But a lot of people bring those kids across. They can bring one load of kids across for what normal person on Social Security makes in a whole year, they'll make it in one run.
Absolutely.
So they're constantly doing it and making bank, and that's why they're doing it.
Right, and I get criticized all the time because I talk about how dangerous it is that you're having some of these kids from Central America, gang members that are also coming in and getting released, and say, oh, well, big bad guy, he's afraid of the kids coming across. I'm not afraid of the kids coming across. I'm afraid of what the organization of those kids that are involved in the gangs are going to do to our kids in our school system in our future. I've been down on the border, like I said, for a long, long time. I grew up there. I was raised there. And I've been a very vocal individual within the council my entire career. I haven't shied away from it, and at the same time,
you're not waiting until
I'm
you
waiting
retire.
until I retire to speak up.
I got that.
And there's individuals that are 14 and 13 years old that are the ones that are working on the border, and they're the ones that are in charge of bringing in drugs and bringing in kids. So it's turned into a huge organization where even the children are involved, making a lot of money out of this.
Dang. Okay, so here's the next question. If Trump does not get in, what next?
Well, first off, if Trump does not get in and they say Kamala Harris won, I'm retiring the next day, flat out. I'm not going to do this. I think we're really going to have to buckle down, and I think what it comes down to is people need to understand that our local elections are just as important. Whoever you put in the positions of power in your state is just as important as who is there in the federal government. So you got to protect those state rights as well.
Local. General, for instance, local action equals national impact. That's key. That's what we got to focus on.
And
because even when Trump is in office, right, we still have got to take our power back on a state level, a local level.
Absolutely. States still have rights. You got to look at that. I put some stuff up on my own social media on how to vote and pay attention, because I get so many individuals that will call me and say, I pay attention to the president vote, Senate vote, and Congress, and then I just don't worry about the rest. No, you have to worry about the rest. You got to educate yourself.
Well, let's guide them to where to go on your website.
So you can come down to my Instagram. I'm really active on Instagram. So it's at the official Art Del Cuento Instagram page, ART. And I'm also on Twitter. I just started on X.
And you already have a big following.
So I have a big following, but I just started on it. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm big on the Instagram, and I do some Facebook.
I'll give you some little tools.
And I also do. So I also have a podcast. You can follow us on Spotify and on iHeartRadio. It's called The Green Line. One word. green line.
And this guy
Follow
does
that.
not hold back.
No.
He brings you the truth. He'll tell you exactly what's happening.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You got to tell the truth. And like I said, look, agents' voices must be heard, and they got to be heard by the right guy, and you got to be a voice of the voice.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being a
Thank you
voice
guys
of the
for having
voices.
me.
You're amazing.
I appreciate
God
it. Thank you
bless
so much. God bless every
and
one of
let's
you.
win.
We got to win big.
We got to win big.
Too
Too
big to
big
rig.
to rig. Too big to rig.
Got to remember that.
That's right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys, and
Okay, guys, so we're going to keep you updated. Nothing new under the sun right now. But what you did hear was you just heard it right from Border Patrol's mouth. This guy grew up on the border. Art is an absolute warrior. So we're going to have him again on the show. We'll do a longer version with Art. And I just feel so blessed right now that we are getting to meet the most amazing people for such a time as this. So we'll see you guys on the other side. If you didn't vote, and your elections and your voting place is still open, get off your butt and go vote, because your voice matters. God bless you. We'll see you at, what's our next time?
11/11.
11/11, baby. Take your power back, Kim Yater and Mark Anthony. We'll see you soon.